All right, I'm live. This is just, just me doing all kinds of stuff. Don't really need to give, 20 minutes or anything. Just going live. I'm going to try to do multiple things as I go along. So, if for some reason the live, like, you can't see what I'm doing, I'm working on different tabs and stuff. I'm gonna see what other kind of work I can do while I'm sitting here. Hey Jerome, what's going on, man? I see you there. I'm just kind of getting started, getting rolling. Um, just kind of going through different stuff here. Might as well work and talk to the camera, share kind of what's going on with me. And I put quite a few things in the description, so it'll take a minute for me to get going here. I clicked on go live, and I didn't schedule the time. I clicked on next or whatever, and so it decided it would just go live on me. So I'm looking for load here as I'm talking as well. But yeah, let me see if I can get back to this. Hey CB, what's up? I see that too. So yeah, let's see if I can pull up the description. I don't know if I have a description. All right, well, I think I remember most of them. Start with the notification today of IFTA and IRP audit. So I'm going to have to do all that. I need to get right on that as soon as possible. Nothing seems like it's going to be too difficult, to show my records basically. I think I have everything in place, some form of digital receipts, I believe are going to be accepted at this point instead of, paper receipts. So that's probably a good thing to have all that. And, my records of all the places that I've driven, how many miles and all that. So hopefully that won't be terrible. But yeah, I'm trying to remember all the distractions I've had today. I'm sitting here in the state of Missouri. I delivered yesterday a 2-day load, and it rained on me. And I worked on a $20,000 federal grant application for business, uh, which is nice if it comes through. Let's see. I'm trying to go through all the other things. I called OOIDA to ask about leasing on to different carriers and what I have to go through if I want to voluntarily revocate my authority and move to another carrier that may have, connections, relationships, or other contract freight versus spot market. And I really think that's might be the option for me. Just because it's kind of ridiculous. No complaints or nothing, but if it truly is just the market and there's no corruption, there's no fraud, there's no double, triple, quadruple brokering, if none of that stuff really exists, it's just, somebody making up a bunch of stuff, then the market's probably, the one determining how things go. Um, but there are corporate social responsibilities that maybe only the biggest company in the world uh, should try to set that standard. I'm gonna say that the part about the surge transportation that people talked about, DIY also talked about it, DIY semi talked about it, and it was good that he got a response. Mother Trucker, I don't know what his site is called now, but I think you know who I'm talking about. Um, he also shared that out and got a response from DAT, and that's like corporate social responsibility. That's the word, that's the term used in business when it's kind of like be the leader or whatever and set a good example. And it's more of a set a good example. So if a company is highly profitable and all this, then it really is not a hindrance on their operation to stand behind good practices and things like that. So anyway, I think I was trying to make a point, but I didn't lay it all out. Uh, well, Jerome, the grant is available to small businesses. The one that I located and found the opportunity was geographically specific. You have to be operating within Indiana and Michigan. I think that's. I think those are the only two states. I'm looking to see if I have the paperwork with me, but it's you have to be a small business under. I think it's under $1 million in revenue to be eligible for this program. Uh, the the way I found it is locally. I was just walking around and I saw it sticking in a window of a local business that I guess maybe works on some of the socioeconomic challenges, like uh, what is it, low income housing, things like this. Well, anyway, so maybe you can find an organization like that around you, and maybe they have or post these things in their window. They might have more connections. So I was just walking around checking out. I saw an ad. I was like looking to see. I was inquisitive. That's really all it comes down to, Jerome. Is I was inquisitive. Um, they said there's this low income housing, um, low income housing opportunity for financing or something. And so I went and asked a lot of questions like the HUD.gov. You can buy HUD homes, things like that. And so it's it's complex, but you have to study it. You have to get the pamphlets and read it to understand everything. I just can't go through all those details right at the moment because it's difficult. But anyway, so I saw it. I asked about it. They gave me the flyer or whatever, and I looked into it and I learned more about it. And so the submission deadline is, I think it's the 15th of August. However, that's the submission deadline for the bank that you get the funds through. So, like the federal government makes this opportunity available. I don't know if they have 20 or 200 of these $20,000 grants that they provide, but it's managed or procured through a federal bank that's already a member of whatever their organization is. So this is how much of the process I don't know technically of who, how, and when, why, but I found it. So I had about a month to start trying to get 3 years. You have to have 3 years of business in operation for 3 years in business, uh, and be under $1 million a year in revenue to be eligible. They also have a component where if you're minority, women, veteran, maybe disabled or something. I don't know all of the categories there. Diversive and inclusive, equity and inclusion, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. You can get like an extra point added to your package so that you're eligible, that you're more eligible, or whatever the mission is behind the diversity, equity, inclusion. So um, if you're out of Indiana or Michigan, Jerome, I can share with you uh, the, the contact information. It would be difficult to get everything submitted before the 15th this year, but they might do it every year. So feel free to contact me. And, all right, Ohio. Let's see. Let me double check real quick. I'm going to step away to just grab the paper and see if it includes Ohio. But I know it includes Michigan and Indiana. All right. Well, anyway, here's I think it's the pamphlet that I got. Um, that I picked up. So you can see all of that. I don't see. See, here's the other thing, stuff that I've gone through and done. Okay, it is only Indiana and Michigan. It is only Indiana and Michigan. So maybe they have something else in your state there, Jerome. So hopefully that helps. So let me get back to what it was. The other stuff I was talking about. So that's what I'm trying to obtain is, that grant application or that grant if I'm eligible. And I have the IFTA and IRP audit coming up. I just was notified of that today. So it's not a rant. It's not a complaint. It's not a whining or nothing like that. It's just sharing the struggle of what it's like to be the authority and driving the truck. So I'm sitting here not driving because I'm taking care of all this other stuff. So it's good for people to understand, at least on the authority side, of how many inefficiencies there can be, It would have been nice if I could have snatched up or grabbed another load today to generate revenue. I mean, everybody wants revenue, so it's like, well, if I'm out here sitting in the truck, away from home and everything. Fortunately, I have quite a bit of technology that allows me to be able to do this much. But when outside things like, an audit pops up for no reason, uh, apparently for no reason, it just creates another inefficiency. But uh, the good thing, I guess, is I can substantiate or say that I've been through the process. That's my experience, and if anybody ever wants or needs that type of experience or think it's valuable, maybe that'll make me more valuable to someone else in the whole scheme of things. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on with me. Let's see here. I'm trying to bounce around here and look at different things since I don't really um, since I don't really do this all that often. Uh, Drum, do you want to be a moderator? I don't know. Let's see here. You jump in here and participate quite a lot. There you go. So yeah, it's that's what's going on with me. So basically, sitting here, Missouri, got rained on. I don't know if you saw Snore Lord. He was showing all the rain. It rained pretty heavy, nothing too bad, but it was kind of like it was a heavy rain, so big water drops, and yeah, I don't even hardly remember what it was that the whole goal of this live was, other than sharing all the things that I have been accomplishing or trying to accomplish, while trying to drive, sitting out here in the truck. Every once in a while, you'll see, if you watch DIY and if you watch Cash is King, uh, you know, Fate Trucking as well, uh, you know, showing that they're on the road all the time. And it's a lot harder to sit in the truck and to do the business because it's paperwork. It's just like it's not an easy thing to do. Uh, so I don't know. I mean, anybody can share with me whether what they think. Do they have like a supporting crew at home? It would be nice to know. Am I just being a weenie and because I can't do absolutely 100% of it, 100% of the things by myself, or are there others that have like a support system? I don't know if you want to call it a wife, an employee. I don't know what you would, or significant other. And I don't know wife, but husband, wife, supporting something. So I'm just trying to figure it out, and I'm just considering the possibility that maybe I just don't have enough capital behind me to have all the required parts and pieces, to be successful. And I don't mean successful as in, starving and staying afloat. That's what I'm trying to prevent. I've kind of already gone through some kind of a experience in the past where I thought I could just work harder and harder than everybody else, and no matter what happened, I would survive. So now it's like maybe I should go ahead and view the issues as not like a success or a failure, more of a uh, moving into a better space that works better for me. So, and I'm not getting ready to lose it all or anything. Um, I'm just thinking whether or not the right choice is really to move into some other business model. All the business will stay intact. So it's not like a yellow or something where they have to reorganize and do a lot of things, but um, it'll just be basically a different model. Uh, so yeah, that's why I called the OOIDA as well, to kind of get an idea of what I need to be prepared for if I choose to jump into somebody else's authority. I have to remove my own to be able to do it. But but if but if the right opportunity were to come available, that would be good. Someone similar, uh, with more advantages necessarily, or structures in place. That way I can contribute to the growth of myself and possibly uh, be a benefit to someone else as well. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, because I don't really like the whole thing of going into work where you're an employee and you're just a stupid, no good truck driver, because we don't care what you say about your environment. We only care about the numbers, and uh, you can literally, stay in the truck and never come out, kind of type of scenario. Well, truck drivers still have some parts and pieces of humanity left in them. So I just don't. Yeah, I just don't know. And if you want to hear my thought process too, why this might be a good time to move, this is not advice or nothing. It's just there's going to be a reckoning of some sort in some way, and that's going to create issues for those people with less years in life, that haven't experienced some of the downs as of now. So I'm not going against everybody calling recession, global pandemic. I'm not calling none of that stuff. I'm just saying that um, based on the numbers that I hear and consume, that I believe to be accurate, uh, there's the downturn is going to last longer than just a couple quarters or something. And that's my thought. That's my opinion. Um, and if you want me to pull out some of the things that I've heard a long time ago, Japan. I don't know when it was that they went through their little thing where they increased their debt percentage and blah 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 blah, and they thought that that was a financial engineering technique that, based on their position and their yen and their currency and blah 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 blah, that 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 will sustain them. That'll do the things that they need for their country. Well, it turned out they just kind of didn't grow anymore. They just kind of just stayed flat. That doesn't mean they collapsed. That doesn't mean anything other than they just really didn't grow anymore. So um, I'm not saying that that's exactly what's going to happen here, but I'm saying there are challenges ahead, and I would like to consider the possibility that stability might be more of an emphasis for me at this point because I'm seeing signs, in my opinion, that we're going to go into at least a slow growth uh, when it's all settled out. Whatever still left to happen here, there, and wherever across the U.S. and the world or whatever. So yeah, I just think it might be a slower or a harder mountain to climb. And if I have a harder mountain to climb and I don't have the climbing rig, I you know all the stuff that I need to climb, then I'm going to need to get all that stuff to climb before I even try to climb that mountain. So anyway, those are the things that I'm thinking about. I see a doodah in here, and I don't know who doodah is, but a doodah. I'm gonna see what's going on with you, trucker. What was that say? Truckers. Yeah, there you go. You know what it is, truckers. I'll pull one of those. Um, so yeah, so that's what's going on with me. It's just like a obstacle or hurdle, 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 hurdle. You know, uh, not a complaint. Just sharing all the stuff that I'm going through. Um, Anybody has any questions, like Jerome pointed out, feel free to ask. I'll share what I can, if I think I can, and that's always helpful to have somebody ask a question. At least for me, questions are good for me. So, all right, well, all right, dude, you're gonna get me on this one, man. I'm gonna see if it ends my live if I go to your channel. So I'm gonna check you out. All right, if you can still hear me, I guess it went to a different tab. See if you're one of these durs, or whoever it might be. Yeah, nah, okay, doodah. Oh, you've been here for a while, looks like, or at least that man. Okay, dealing with a YouTube veteran here, someone with all kinds of time under their belt. Yep, must be a troll account, right? Is that what's going on with me? Getting some trolls going. Let's let's get back there. Okay, I'm just your friend in trucking. Peace, doodah. Yeah, that picture of that whoever's got the, what is it? Is it their left foot that's on the gas or on the fuel pedal? Hanging out with their hand on the. Yeah, that's a pretty cool picture. I've always kind of liked that picture. Yeah, they got. Let's see. Yeah, left foot on the fuel pedal. The right foot's hanging out off to the side. One hand on the steering wheel. The right hand, got the thing in 10th or 13th or 18th, whatever gear that top one is, just rolling down the road. Keep on trucking. Yeah, it's Mr. Dudoff, man from the '70s. Yeah, I don't recall the first time I ever saw that. I don't remember what it represents. I don't know if it was truckers. I don't know if it was, you know, all that good stuff. But yep, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. You can see I'm just sitting here. I sent my rough draft into the bank today for that grant, and they said it looks pretty good. Just gave me basically only gave me two little criticisms, critiques, or helpful hints or whatever, or just to clean up a couple of the words, here, there, wherever. So, and maybe clarify my thoughts based on someone that has no idea about how the trucking company works and all that stuff. So yeah, I was like, I'll get that done. I got to get it submitted for them. Um, yeah, if that goes through, that'll help me. That'll help me buy a reefer trailer. Uh, that you know, I will, because of the application. I will have to buy a reefer trailer uh, in order to access the funds. So they can't be used for anything else based on the application. And then because I submit the application, first step in the application is to submit it to a bank that is like a member bank of this other organization that already has secured the grant and the uses of the grant, the funds. So it's a big step here, there. Go through these processes. So I just don't want to get my hopes up because it's just I never know what's gonna who I don't know how many people's gonna apply, and I don't know. I know there are multiple awards, so it's not like one person out of all the submissions. I don't know if it's 20. I don't know if it's 200, but I'd like to be competitive. I'd really like to, you know, obtain the opportunity, win the opportunity or successfully navigate the system to gain that for, I guess it's the business, not really me, but it might make it a little bit better to have that access to funding. Uh, yeah, so that'd be cool. And then maybe I can find other grants and uh, know the process a little bit better and share that process with those that are not a mega carrier, because that's not the intent of the grant. That it's under 1 million in revenue. So I don't know if that means small business or if that means micro business or nano business. I'm not sure in today's environment, but it's definitely for I guess people with a business for more than a year. Two. I think it's 3 years. So I hope it all works out. Um, this is where I'm failing myself because I don't remember the other thing I put in there. I put like 3 or 4 things in the description. First one was the audit, um, and that's kind of like the excuse of why I'm not driving today. You know, no driving, no money. No driving, no revenue. I'm not getting ready to fail or anything. But, all right, IFTA IRP audit is the first thing it shows up. Let's see if I can see anything else. No title. Okay. I just kind of want to talk about what I put in the description. See if this is the same thing. I think I already did that one. All right, well, I won't hold people on here if anyone's still on here. You know, somebody else go live or something. I don't even have StreamYard, so I can't invite anybody in. I have to just basically look at the I just have to look at the chat window. So that's all I got, as far as that goes. But well, thanks for coming in, and I'm going to do it this way again because I guess copying is the way of the future. You know what it is. Try the alternative. All right. Have a good one, everyone.